you are watching News 9 Digital's Facebook Live, and today we are going to be discussing about Neuralink. Now, Neuralink is the technology which has been launched by Elon Musk, the Tesla and SpaceX CEO, as part of his new startup, which is also called Neuralink. So what exactly is Neuralink? Today, Elon Musk held the demonstration, a live demonstration according to Indian Standard Time. He held a live demonstration of what exactly Neuralink could do and what are the potential for the advancement of the technology in the future. So this particular technology now focuses to bridge the gap between conventional science and human artificial intelligence symbiosis. So what Musk described Neuralink as is a chip that, as a Fitbit, will be fitted into your skull with tiny wires, which will then help you read your brain activity and also help you communicate with artificial intelligence in the future. So the project particularly aims to insert a chip, a computer chip in the human brain so that it is able to restore in the initial stages brain functionalities which would have otherwise been damaged due to neurological diseases like the Alzheimer's, dementia and other spinal cord injuries. So in the initial phases of the commercial use of this particular technology, it is supposed to benefit the healthcare facility and those suffering from neurological disorders. But that is when this technology is of course approved and it goes through all the set procedures of human trials and the results are good enough. And ultimately in the future, the advancement of this particular technology is supposed to progress further than its healthcare facility benefits and allow humans to communicate with artificial intelligence. So people in the future can go from just communicating with their phones like OK Google to in fact thinking about the commands and then having machines do it for them. For example, summoning a car with nothing but thinking about summoning a car and not even giving out voice commands. So that is one of the examples of the potential of Neuralink which Elon Musk plans to do. It is still in the very initial stages, and according to Musk, the animal trials have been quite successful so as far as to read their brain activity. The decoding of that brain activity or the information which is received onto a computer is the next step, of course, in the future. So what exactly this demonstration which Elon Musk conducted today reveals? So this particular demonstration that Musk presented involved 3 pigs. So in these 3 pigs, one pig did not have the chip implant, another pig had the implant before but had it removed in the current time, and then one pig had the implant in its brain. So he said that all of these 3 pigs were indistinguishable from each other, meaning to say that this implant will not damage, did not damage the animal in any way. It was just as healthy than any other pig. So in the pig which had the chip implanted in the brain, we could see the brain activity when the pig tried to eat something or tried to smell something. So we could hear the brain working, we could get the information of how the neurons interacted in the brain, and all of that information was then communicated to a computer which had all of that data. The next step, of course, like we said, would be to read and decode that data. Just imagine in the future that a chip is able to read a human brain activity. It is paralleled, it is projected onto a computer, and then the artificial intelligence decodes that information. It could be used in various purposes. So how does the chip exactly work? So the information from brain to computer is transported and it could be decoded later like we said. But other than that, the neurons fire electrical signals known as action potentials, and these can be detected by placing an electrode close to the neurons in our brains. The information from the electrode is transferred to a machine that records and analyzes this data. Neuralink will directly transfer data from the brain to an exterior machine or vice versa. So in the future, the computers will also be able to communicate data to human brain. It will send directly the information on computer to a human brain. That's what it plans to achieve in the future. So there is already existing technology which was kind of also mentioned by Elon Musk to say and give a message that it's not a completely unimaginable technology, something which exists only in movies. In fact, that we have something similar to it but not at an advanced stage already. So we have already equipment that can read our brain, that can read if we have some sort of disorder, a stroke or a head injury, and it also includes sensory substitution, that is, for example, vision. So all of this the computer can already tell us using the technology. But what we need to also talk about when we are talking about such a science which in the future can obviously be a very huge breakthrough, but the side effects or the disadvantages of having such a technology, which cyber ethics and experts and everybody, ethical hackers have stressed upon, is the ease with which this chip, which is implanted in our brain, can be hacked by people who have an ulterior motive. So in the future, if this is all comes out to be quite successful and each of us have a chip which is inserted into our skull, there is a very high possibility that a person not meaning to do well can hack into the chip which is inserted in your brain and then manipulate you in various ways. For example, in the dangerous side, the person can manipulate another person using this chip by the way of hacking to turn you into a terrorist, a suicide bomber as well. You may not want to do it, but your brain or your activity won't be in your hand. So that's one of the major problems with regards to introducing a technology like Neuralink. So what experts suggest first and foremost is that when such a technology of course becomes feasible, policies, ethical rules be formed around this, protocols be formed around this so as misuse can be prevented in such a technology. Now experts also cite one more example to explain what could possibly go wrong, and that is in the way of something called the Manhattan Project. So the Manhattan Project was a US government program during World War II where it developed and built its first atomic bombs. Scientists didn't know what to expect of the bombing that they were conducting, the very first experiments of atomic bomb that they were conducting. The experiment itself in Manhattan resulted in cancer among the technicians who were present at the site because they didn't know what safety precautions to be taken. And in the future, of course, this particular experiment was conducted later on at various stages as well, and the US government ultimately went on to use these atomic bombs to bomb the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So that is the well-known history of how science could also do much damage to the world. You can leave your opinion in the comment section down below of what you think of Neuralink. Also like, share and subscribe to News 9 Digital.